Traders, welcome back to another price action trading lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to predict the directional bias of the market and how to use price action rules to know where the market's going to go. Because if we're going to use price action rules correctly, understanding them, we are able to have an idea where the market may go and where the high probability setups may form. So everything starts with the structure analysis. I'm going to be using trend range rule, buying low, selling high, because this structure is clearly trend range, flat EMA, consistent price swings up and down. Even though this is a trend range, I need to observe the health of this trend range because there's distinct bias in this trend range. That is bearish bias. Every single major high is lower, and I can see it better if I'm going to draw this resistance a little bit higher. At the highest point, you can see empty room here, and price action continuously keeps trending lower. So I can also observe it by dragging the resistance to make it fit with the most confirmations, and I would always make it lower and lower, so it's a sign that there is bearish imbalance. So once I can see bearish imbalance, I'm not too excited to be buying. In fact, I would like to sell high when the correction phase will end, because market may eventually break lower. So we are able to predict the behavior of the market by understanding what the prices are doing in this trend range. And even though most breakouts will fail according to range rules, under bearish imbalance, I'm not going to be fading the breakout, buying it if you break to the downside, because bearish imbalance may result into breakout working and breakout pullback pattern. So right now this is pretty much area of development because I cannot sell directly into these lows, but I don't really want to go long just yet. Okay, I can see some highs being formed, so I can draw small resistance. This is exactly middle of the trend range, and price action is bouncing, and we have triple top, so this is good. So once I can see triple top like this is confirming the bearish imbalance, and I would like to see a lower high confirmation setup below EMA, because sellers, they like this price level and they're stepping into the market, or felt second entry long. But there were news here, so you can't really take any setup had there been, and we are breaking lower. Remember, most breakouts will fail at least temporarily. We're going to pull back into trend range, but bearish imbalance may result into breakout pullback, so I cannot go long just yet. Plus we have a downtrend working lower. Okay, so I always follow these short-term channels. There it is, the breakout pullback, and market continuously right now is creating lower highs and low lows. Now, we have a break in extreme, but we're too far down for me to keep buying. At the same time, there is no good downtrend for me to sell. Okay, price action keeps breaking lower. I was thinking about some possible channel like this, but it just felt too broad because this was such a long trend range in a sideways structure that I was focusing more on this recent pattern, because this really resembles a downtrend more, and as price action keeps breaking lower, right now things are getting obvious. Lower highs, low lows, we can't even break above EMA. So as a price action trader, what I have to do, redraw a brand new key entry point. Because I always want to know where the key entry point is so I can expect the right direction bias. So what do I expect now? Okay, do I expect market to reverse? I don't. Because even if you're going to break the channel, according to rules, we're going to need new low. So right now the channel is unbroken, so I want to see second entry short at the key entry point. But we broke the trend channel line, not the trend line, the bottom trend channel line. This is overshoot. So overshoot means we can have stronger pullback, we can even reverse the market. So because I see overshoot, this means I'm not going to be selling at the key entry point, because overshoot can have stronger bullish momentum. So now is the time. I have to be patient. There was no setup here. I cannot FOMO in the market, and I need to respect this correction. Okay, I'm gonna redraw why the channel. This is what we do when we have overshoot, and you can also see how nice these lows are working higher under geometric pattern, geometric formation. Now we have bearish bar here. There is no trigger here because I reloaded my data at the end of the day, but when I was watching this live, the bars were different. There was a much nicer bearish bar with the tick below, but you cannot go short just yet. Short-term uptrend is in play. We're drawing wider due to overshoot, and overshoot can generate stronger pullback. So don't get lured in selling at the key entry point, because with overshoot you gotta be careful. Okay, you can see nicely how these bars are working higher. I'm gonna redraw it because the channel is just a tad wider. Now you can see, what am I expecting? We're finally breaking the channel. So I'm aware how price action rules work. I expect new low. But at the same time, I cannot sell as long as this uptrend is in play. Okay, the trend line rule applies even for the corrections. So ideally, I want to see break new high and then push below EMA, an opportunity for sell. Because as long as this uptrend is in play, I cannot really sell just yet. Okay, we have a break, attempt to create new high. We have a small congestion here. Okay, we have a triple test here, but I cannot really sell. There's an attempt for new high, basically very close, as if this would be new extreme. So I'm going to mark new high. Now, the setup I would like to see, because this downtrend is the big pattern and it's going to take precedence, break new high. I want to see a lower high confirmation setup, breakout pullback also of the congestion, or felt second entry long. But there is no setup and we already created new extreme. So we predicted exactly what's going to happen, but there was no great safe entry for me to sell. Now, had there been some juicy bearish bar, you can sell triple test, but even before I reloaded my data, I believe there was no great triple test and there was no additional entry. So breaking new low. So right now, what do I expect? Trend line was fulfilled, and I expect right now correction or reversal. So I'm pausing, looking to go short. We have a new low, first entry short. Okay, now we have a failed second entry short, but problem is, normally failed second entry short above EMA would be great reversal pattern. But this push down was quite strong, and more importantly, notice the congestion, flat EMA in all of these bars. Healthy reversal pattern is supposed to form above EMA, part of one move, not chopping like this around EMA. This is extremely weak. You know, I can't even mark it aggressive. This is way too weak. And now we have second entry long, new high, first entry long, second entry long, and you can argue it is confirming the reversal pattern. Yeah, we're gonna go higher now, but notice the congestion still, you know, very aggressive. How big is it? Okay, 150, it is not that big of a risk, but you know, it is still part of the congestion. I really want to see some breakout pullback, and market keeps breaking higher. So because, notice how far it is trending. This move up is much bigger than the initial trend. This means it allows me to redraw a brand new wider channel like this. You can see how nicely it fits off of these lows. I'm watching the market geometry. So once again, using trendline rules, price action rules, I'm predicting what's going to happen. Right now, what I'm predicting is bullish bias. Second entry long at the key entry point. If we're going to break the channel, I expect new high. So can get a second entry long. I reset the count at each new high, and I'm looking for breaks above these bars highs. You have first entry long here. Felt I cannot go long on the first entry long. Now we have a second entry long, but it is still mainly below EMA and a little bit congested. Can we get high-low confirmation setup? The second entry long still worked because you keep your stop loss one tick below the signal bar. And now we have what we can call high-low confirmation setup. Now it is still part of the second entry long technically, but we can definitely treat it as a high-low, kind of little pullback. These sellers got trapped because we need to get new high. We're not thinking about selling. You know, this is decent setup, but when I was watching this live, I believe the bar looked much different. So even though I'm going to mark it here, when I was watching this live, it was a little bit different, but the bar is big. So we want to make sure you're going to use some limit order here. Okay, we have a breaking extreme. So now I expect correction or reversal. I'm pausing, looking to go long. That's my expectation. But hold on. Why are we back above EMA? This is concerning, and notice we keep trending higher. It's completely different than what happened here. Break new low, and we push instantly above EMA. Break new high, so I expect correction reversal. Why is the correction so tiny, and why are we back above EMA? And why do we... Okay, so it's obvious. Channels can evolve into broader channels, and by being patient and reading the clues from the market, I am able to predict when it is okay to redraw to bigger channel. It all comes down to this. We didn't stay below EMA for a long time. We instantly pushed above, and notice how far we continue to work higher. It's obvious that right now there is much bigger channel being developed, and now I'm safe to assume there's a bigger formation being present. I'm going to reset the count at each new high. I'm looking for a second entry long because I want to buy at the bottom of the correction phase. Pull back here, this is what I want to buy. Pull back here, this is what I want to buy. Hopefully pull back here in the form of a two-legged pullback. New high, first entry long, can get a second entry long. And there was no second entry long. Only first entry long worked. Doesn't happen that often, but it happened today. And now we have overshoot again. So we already had one overshoot. So we know what to expect. We're breaking the trend channel line. And by the way, why am I not drawing wider channel like this? Is because I have no confirmations here. Had there been at least some one swing, I would redraw it like this. But when I think it is overshoot of the initial channel that looks really good, I don't really want to be risking too much. I'm going to treat it as overshoot. This means I'm going to be skipping any second entry long at the EMA because we can break the channel. We can have stronger pullback. I'm going to be drawing the channels wider, respecting the corrections. Don't be hasty. Don't be too eager to enter because it looks too bullish. But this is exhaustion. Expect price action to pull back stronger. Okay, we have a break. New extreme. We have a push above EMA. Okay, we already created new high again. You know, had there been high low confirmation setup, you can consider, because the downtrend to break new low and push above EMA is signaling, okay, it is safe to go long, but there was no other setup like this. New high means count reset. I'm going to redraw a brand new downtrend again. Yo, first entry long, can I take? Second entry long at the bottom, but I cannot take it like this, especially when the downtrend is still in play. So once again, you may be right now thinking, what am I expecting? Two-legged pullback down. Also what I'm going to do, I'm going to redraw the key level. I'm expecting, by the way, new high again. I'm expecting price action to go bullish. Just because you're breaking the channel, that doesn't mean it's going to reverse. Most likely 8 or 9 times out of 10 it's going to create a new high. But because this downtrend is in play, I cannot go long. I'm drawing this support because there can be eventually some nice long setup, triple test, multiple test off of these lows. So for this reason, I'm drawing the support because EMA is flattening, consistent price swings up and down. But we don't have new lows, so I want to see push above EMA and a felt second entry short. New low first entry short. Can get a felt second entry short. Okay, we have a felt second entry short here if it's gonna get a break above, but it's a doji. Far from the EMA with the body, and also notice first leg, break, second leg. The two-legged move already happened. It can correct longer. So I cannot go long here. It didn't form great. Downtrend is still in play, not a great entry. There was no good bar. Anyway, now we have a new high, first entry long, second entry long. Problem is, you know, it's still quite hovering around in this congestion. Had this pulled back lower to this support, would have been nicer. But this is still more aggressive. The single bar is great. It is continuation of felt second entry short, so we can consider. But, you know, too much congestion here. But we expect new high. We're not selling. The sellers are going to get trapped. Okay. We're breaking higher. We have a new high. Horrible inside bar of possible breakout pullback, so I cannot go long just yet. Can we get a second entry long? Okay, can get a second entry long here. New high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. There is no trigger. And now we have second entry long, but the single bar is quite big. Actually, I remember when I was watching this live, I had double bar entry and the bearish bar was much smaller. And I attempted to take this, but with the deeper limit order because the overall setup was very big. And my limit order never got filled. But this setup is okay. But it formed way too big and the limit order wasn't filled on the earlier chart when I was watching this live. But we expect new high. EMA keeps holding. You can see every single low is higher. That's a good sign. You need to be buying because we're going to create new extreme. We created new high, so I'm going to be pausing, looking to go long. And I expect correction or potentially reversal. Okay, we're breaking below EMA. We have a new high, first entry long, second entry long failure. But there was no good bullish bar. It formed at the very bottom of the move. Feels quite aggressive here. Okay, we expect new low for the downtrend. I'm going to redraw the short-term uptrend. You can see how nice it fits off of these lows. New low first entry short, second entry short, but the uptrend is still in play. And also the single bar is not the greatest, but more importantly, the uptrend is in play and I cannot go short as long as this uptrend is in play. So I need to see some break, lower high confirmation setup, attempt to create new high of this channel. Because we also bounce off this support. Okay, and this is important because had there been nice second entry short on the way down before reaching the support, it is much better. But because you already reached the support, there can be stronger pullbacks. So definitely got to respect the short-term channel. And now the market is way too late and it's about to close. So this is how we are able to predict what's going to happen. And today honestly was extremely predictable day, but there were very few setups to take advantage of even before I reloaded the data. Especially before I reloaded the data, I didn't take any setup today. There simply was no good great setup that I would really like. The setups were quite congested and a lot of times formed with a bad signal bar. So one of those days where price action rules work great, you gotta be careful respecting overshoots. Always respect the overshoots. Don't be so eager to enter after overshoot. But pretty much textbook price action bearish imbalance resulted into breakout pullback, downtrend to break new low, uptrend break new high, into consolidation. But there weren't that many good setups. That's all part of trading. Sometimes the day is easy to trade, sometimes there are not that many setups. That all is part of trading. And you need to get used to this if you want to be a trader overall. I hope you had a good trading day. I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck at your trading.